Okay, so today's video is going to be on like the whole analog trend. I do not think going back analog is a bad idea. I actually think it's a very good idea. I think the problem is rising from the overconsumption. I think the problem is rising from the overconsumption of it. So yeah, I've noticed a lot of it is like people are just buying thing after thing after thing, and that kind of goes against it. So, like, starting off, if you have never gone, if you didn't grow up on analog, and we're buying iPods and Walkmans and etc., and you're trying to mod these iPods, I don't think that's a good idea. That's a lot more money to spend for something that will most likely be a fad. Like you're not even gonna be thinking about it in a few months. So if that is something that you want to even look into, I would get an Oasis. It's $60 compared to buy. It's $60 compared to buying an iPod and modding it. And I mean, you can find it cheaper other places, and you can download raw. You can download Rockbox on it, and also gigabytes. Do not go for an insane amount of gigabytes. If you look up how many songs does 64 gigabytes hold, songs does 64 gigs hold? It's 10-15,000. I promise you, half of y'all are not downloading from lossless, Apple lossless. Um, but if so, 2,000 to 3,000 songs is a ton of songs. So go with that 64 gigs. Alright. And if you really, really want to, go for that 128. It's not more. It's going on $80. And that, what, double that? So that's what, 34,000 gigs? Or no, 35. Yeah. So that's a lot. So you don't need a terabyte, babe. I promise you don't need a terabyte. Alright, let's go back to the whole TikTok thing and we'll go back on it. So, a big thing that I do love that people are starting to realize, even though I am Gen Z, even though I am Gen Z, we don't own anything. And that is something that sucks. So, you don't own a TV show through subscription, you are simply renting it. It's not yours. So a big thing with buying CDs and DVDs is you're owning it. You have it. It can't be taken away from subscription. You bought it once. But like I was saying, a very big thing is you're owning the stuff now. Well, with the analog thing, you're owning your own stuff. So if the song goes out of style or the creator decides to take the song down, you still have the song in physical form. Same thing with movies, etc. So I think that's a plus. It may cost a little more money, but in the long run, it's doing a lot more. Um, the whole Sudoku brain training games thing, I love that. Now, the camera, the digicam thing. I am all for a digicam. I'm all for get an old iPhone. The pictures are beautiful. I'm all for it. It gets to a point. So what a lot of people are doing is buying a ton impulsively, and that's not a good idea. I promise you, it's not a good idea. So one, wait a few months, and over time, you can grow your collection. But buying 4 or 5 at once just because you think it looks cool and pictures look cool right now is not the way to go. All right, the PSP. All so I was a little kid, and I was a gamer kid. I never had a DS. Well, I think the whole gaming console thing is also it's bringing people back to nostalgia, their childhood. I'm not gonna say don't get these gaming things because each is for their own thing. I have a Game Boy Color, and I plan on getting a PSP or a PS Vita, something like that. I'm not gonna say don't get that because those are different things, but look into it. Don't buy it off of impulse. Again, also if you're buying like a game phone, ooh, if you're buying a if you're buying a game console to mod, yes, go for it. But if you are not like if you cannot pay attention to close detail, because I'm not gonna say it's very easy, but it's very possible for you to brick up that device. And spending money on a device just to brick it up or Blue Wallet is, I mean, I would be pissed. So I just say look for those. Um, low stimulation
Like I
bags.
have
Let's look at
different
these.
things. Some of them I don't think are considered analog,
The
but
portable
I thought
DVD
of the analog
players.
bag as
I
sort of
love them.
like a low stimulation bag,
I
something
think
just off
it
of my
reminds me
phone.
of the little
Back in the day, that's really
TVs
the
in the
goal
car
of those
that you
bags,
used to want.
people
Like
offer their
you used
phones.
to be like, let me
So
watch
the
the
first thing
TV.
I put into my
I love
analog
those.
bag
They're
is
so
my
cute.
portable DVD player.
Again,
This is
same
her.
thing. Don't be
She's
buying
pink
so many
and
of
she
them.
opens up like this. You can also
Also,
like
if we're
swivel.
buying all this stuff, that also means we have to be making other sacrifices. So, are you still going to pay for all your subscriptions if you are getting these? Like, you, if you're buying this stuff, like for example, an iPod or an Oasis, are you still keep all your subscriptions? Keeping your Apple Music subscription, your Spotify subscription, yes, I understand that, but also doesn't that kind of go against the whole point if you understand what I'm saying? So, if you decide to buy DVDs and stuff, are you still going to keep your streaming subscriptions or are you going to dim them down a little bit at a time and maybe just keep those subscriptions that you really, really like and that you watch a lot of stuff on? Because I mean, they sell DVDs all the time. I mean, they're still a thing. They're
This
not going
Dollar
away.
Tree storage.
The AI generated coloring books. Whatever floats your boat, but I'm pretty sure they're like 10 or 12 bucks. Let's see. I'm gonna look up cute coloring. I'm gonna look up cute coloring books, and it's gonna be the first thing that comes up. Um, so yeah, I mean, my problem is they're AI generated. I don't like AI. I say get one that is actually like I don't know how to describe it, but get one that isn't AI generated if you don't like AI or if you want to keep, you know, um, I I love IAMs. I think they're a really good idea. I will say that analog bag trend is getting kind of odd. Um, I understand having purses and stuff, but we shouldn't have a purse for every single like mood or like having five purses on the ready and packed all the time is weird. I will say that. I don't think it's necessary either. I think it's more of a like it's good content. So we're just going with that good content. Also, I do feel like a lot of this stuff is very backhanded. You're posting about the going analog on media. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if people are thinking about it before they do it or what, but it really does not make much sense in my opinion. Um and like it's also a lot of aesthetic stuff. So a lot of people are doing this because of aesthetics and stuff like that. And yes, it's cute, but we shouldn't just be doing something because it's cute. We're going from straight overconsumption minimalism or like consumerism to like almost like 2000s trying to get off of our phones. Like we are trying to get off of our phones by watching TikToks and media that tells us stuff to do off of our phones. And that's really like it's weird. I think it kind of defeats kind of half of the purpose. So it definitely defeats the purpose. I will say that. But go analog. Just don't splurge. Don't do, oh, this is cute. I saw this on TikTok. Buy with meaning. Buy with meaning. Don't just buy to buy, because that's a big problem. People buy to buy a lot. And I think that's what's taking this analog trend. I think that's what taking that. I think that is what is. I think that's what's taking this analog trend like to overconsumption because we're just buying stuff to buy it. And you know, in this generation, yes, I understand that instant gratification, you see something you want, but that goes against the whole purpose of analog. So yes. And I have an iPod Nano that was it's my grandmother's boyfriend's. And I'm going to fix it up because I mean, all you got to do is buy a battery or whatever cuz it still connects to the computer. It runs through, it shows me the songs on the computer, the screen just won't turn on. So, yeah. 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 Peace. Love y'all. Video ideas are always welcome. Y'all have an amazing day. Bye.